This project follows on from the decking that we did a number of weeks ago. We're going to put in some pavers as a stable lander and then a pathway down to the clothesline. So I've excavated only what I need, and then I've run a pink string line all the way along that is going to be the top level of the pavers. And then what I've done is set my screeding levels ready for sand to go in and then the pavers to go over the top. So there's a little bit of a slight lean away from the decking, a little bit of a drop for water runoff, but otherwise this area here is going to be pretty much a flat apron so that we've got a real stable landing pad when we come out. Next step is to lay down some sand. My pavers are the same thickness as this block of wood. So from where the screeding level is for the top of the sand, I lay the wood under the top of the paver string line and I make sure that it's just kissing it and that there's enough room there. I've done this and worked that level off of the existing slab that the air conditioner rests on. I know that that's level because I've got a little level string line. I've removed my screeding rails now and I'm left with a nice level pad of sand. I put my screeding rail now on the edge of that deck and then I go to the other end of the path and I just check by sight and by string line if possible that I've got that blue rail in the direction that we want to go. It's a bit of a balance between finding that 90 degree on the deck but where you want to end up at the end of the path. I think I've got it right. So now I'm just going to lay my pavers down and then the next section will be taking the path from there. Now we're at the stage of laying the pathway, and you can see that I'm just sort of putting the sand under each paver, and I've got a 200mm gap here in between each paver that I filled with stones to reinforce. I've also gone and filled that gap over there with stones to reinforce between the decking and the actual paver edge. Same will be done over there, and that really helps with drainage as well. So we're well on our way now, and really now it's just a matter of sloping this off so that it's a nice smooth gradual decline down to meet the steps behind me. Lessons learned is that in preparation I removed too much rock. It's still on the property, so hey, it just means rework. I have to lug it back in order to bring that level back up and to pack the pavers so that in the wet they don't move around on the sand too much. Alright, so we're almost there. As you can see, we've done the paving path down to the end and we've done a little bit of a patch underneath where the clothesline is. I'm actually going to come back and pull some of these stones off the top, and then I'm going to put in some quickset concrete just as powder, and then I'm going to put the rocks back on. And I'm going to do that down the side and then down the sides of these ones as well, and in the middle. And then I'll just give it a water down. And then every time it gets a dose of rain, that concrete should bond with the rocks and lock them in. Because this is Brisbane, it's semi-tropical, and we get a lot of downpours, and I just don't think that this is going to last unless it's locked in. So that's what I'll be doing next. So the rain that we've had since I started this project has shown that the pavers are starting to move around a bit. So what I've done is I've moved the stones away from the edge, and then I've just gone along with quickset cement and just laid it down in powder form around the edges. And I'm going to do that all the way along, so you can see that I've removed the rocks that I put in. A bit of rework, but you know, lessons learned. And what I'm going to do is just powder in that concrete, and then I'm going to put the rocks back on top of it and then give it a water or let the rain do its job, because it's really important now that I get this absolutely locked in so that these pavers don't move around. Alright, so we've now finished that and put all the rocks back, and they're sitting on top of concrete dust which has now been watered down, so those rocks should now bond with the concrete and lock the pavers in. We had one cracked paver up there on the right, but I'll replace that later. And then the next project, stay tuned, will be a planter box over here in the corner, for tomato plants, just to get a bit of greenery against the house, and then I'll be able to level out the stones finally and make it all look nice.